Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we are going to be playing Zagara, and there's a very specific reason for that. Throughout the Heroes of the Storm competition, we saw almost, well, I think it was in every game, there was a Diablo tank in every single game, and that Diablo, every single game, picked Flame Breath. Which is a great ultimate, don't get me wrong. Flame Breath allows you to deal consistent damage if you position well, and it says that it cannot be interrupted. What I found interesting about Heroes of the Storm is when Diablo is such a prominent, popular character and he's picked the same ultimate every single game, why don't you pick Zagara to stop that ultimate from dealing its damage? I don't get it. We're going to show that off, or at least, you know, there may not be a Diablo on the other team, but I'm going to talk about that premise throughout today's video.
The swarm endures.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Cursed Hollow. The friendly team, Vala, Zagara, Gazlo, Taronda, and Illidan. The enemy team, Brightwing, Gazlo, Uther, Diablo! And then Rainer! Hey! Watch, he's gonna pick Apocalypse. He's gonna pick Apocalypse. He's gonna do that. That's gonna be a thing. Anyway, Zagara is phenomenal in the early game, and she can carry well into the late game if you have, you know, the proper protection for her. The friendly team, we have a Gazlo, which is always weird. Taronda is our only support, and Illidan is theoretically our only frontline. So we don't have, you know, a typical team. I've decided I'm going to make a conscious effort to stop bitching about matchmaking as much, though. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it at that. One of the best things you can do as Zagara in the early game is just creep up your lane. Oh, I'm dead. Rest in peace. Help! Assistance! Thank you, Taronda. Thank you. Instead of trying to make a run back to my lane, I just moved forward and pushed towards them. We may actually be able to pick up a kill on Brightwing here. I did send out my Hydralisk to do a little bit of damage, and it is going to be enough! First blood! What you know about that? Let's go ahead and take a drink out of the sippy cup, and then we'll head up to the top lane. So, Zagara's trait, which I already mentioned, is this creep spread thing. Diablo should be pretty efficient at clearing it, but the creep does give us vision in all these bushes and stuff, so we want to have as much vision as possible. Now, if Diablo comes in and grabs me with Uther by his side, I am dead. There's no way around that. At level 1, I did pick up Reconstitution, which is going to increase my health regen while I'm on the creep, so we always want to have a little bit back here where we're going to be defending. Oh yeah, come on in, come on in. I'm just going to keep punishing them every time they overextend. My Q ability is Baneling Barrage. These little green puffy things I keep sending out, they're Banelings. They do a lot of damage. They travel in a straight line, and when they hit a target, they explode. Or when they hit the end of their travel distance. My W ability is Hydralisks. They do a ton of damage in the early game. A ton of damage in the early game. We're not going to an exchanging blows against Brightwing and Rainer. Okay, I thought she was saying we weren't going to win the whole game. That's probably a true statement. Just make it through the laning phase and you'll be just fine. These Hydralisks will chase after a single target until the duration is either run out or they get damaged enough. And you can see they really do a lot of damage in the early game. This allows Zagara to basically be a pretty damn effective lane bully. So every time Uther comes in, we're just going to send out another Hydra after Uther, and we should be able to keep him back. Now, the problem is we're not going to win this lane, right? We're not going to win this lane at all. We are going to be picking up Envenomed Spines, increased basic attack range and damage. Look at Diablo trying to do something fancy in the bush here. What he doesn't know is that I can see him. He should know that. All right, the team is starting to gather. We do have the enemy Brightwing teleporting in on top of our Diablo player here. I am going to hit Diablo with all of the Banelings. Uther coming in with that healing is going to be able to burst him back up to full health. But Illidan is going to go in and secure that kill. Let's go ahead and use our E ability. This is the roaches. It's going to spawn those roaches in. They're going to do a little bit of AoE damage and then attack whatever's nearby. The Banelings once again connecting on Uther, almost enough to take him out of this fight. I'm going to go ahead and right-click down these sentries of the enemy Gazlo. We do not want those around. Another Baneling Barrage going out is going to pressure out Rainer and Uther once again. Roaches and Hydra going out on Brightwing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to capture this. The Hydralisk was... The Hydralisk was not enough to secure a kill, but he did once again pressure those guys back. Diablo trading in a 1v5, never a good idea. And I hope I have this. The Hunter's Mark going down on Brightwing is going to pressure her back, and good job, guys. Positive reinforcement. We do not have the better team comp at all. We do not have the better team comp at all. Once we get ultimates and the enemy team gets ultimates, the dynamic of this match is going to absolutely change. They're going to have the upper hand in every single one of these situations. But as far as right now, we have the early game. And we need to make sure we take as pressure that advantage, press that advantage as much as we can. I could spread my creep just a little bit more. We don't want to miss out on too much lane XP. We have to be conscious of that, but having a little bit more vision is only a good thing. So we'll go ahead and get that. The lane is getting pushed up. Let's go ahead, Hydralisk out on Raynor. And you can see he's either forced to trade into the Hydralisk or run away, and he decided to trade in there. Basically, if I'm playing Falstad up against a Zagara, I piece the fuck out as soon as I can. We are going to be picking up... Rapid Incubation seems like the most obvious one to me. Oh, there's Uther. I think I'm dead. I don't... Oh, Rapid Incubation, Rapid Incubation. Here we go. We're going to start healing with that talent. Picked it up as I was running away. Fantastic. Hydralisk out on Diablo. That is going to secure that kill. You mark my words. Let's start attacking Brightwing since she's the closest target. With our Envenom Spines, we do a ton of right-click damage. People often underestimate just how much damage a Zagara can do. Banelings are being sent out to try to ward off the enemy team from chasing me too far. Hydralisk out on the enemy Uther. Let's go ahead and try to creep up a little bit more. We probably should go back to a Sippy Cup. The enemy Gazlo is securing that camp, or is securing that tribute really, really well. He has that already turded up. Turded. I said that a little bit too fast. He already has... Oh, a phenomenal stun from Tyrande is going to set up a 3-man stun on the enemy team. The enemy team does gather that tribute, but we could still press in here and pick up a couple kills, keep our early game advantage. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Vala needs to be very careful, but it looks like we're going to make it out of here just fine. And as I'm making my way back to lane, we're just going to spread a little bit more creep so we have some vision. All things considered, that went pretty well. We didn't get the tribute, obviously. But this siege camp did a ton of damage up in the top lane. It was able to take out 2 towers. And we picked up a couple kills. We actually have a 2-level advantage right now over the enemy team. So while Brightwing is here, once again, a 2-healer lane, I'm never going to be able to do too much. But we can try to make them use their mana. We can try to pressure them out here. And while Uther was trading into me, your first reaction may have been, Pally time, back up. But because we have so much vision from this creep, I knew that I was going to be totally okay. The Hydralisk out on Brightwing, we're just going to auto-attack into her. Maybe overstayed my welcome here. The Holy Radiance, or whatever the fuck it's called, may end up killing me. But actually, we're going to make it away just fine. While you're on creep, you do get a movement speed increase. I'm away to Trib. Gonna be a little late. That's okay that I'm late because they do still have Uther top, so we're still going to have numbers advantage. And we have hit level 10 for the enemy team, and we are going to be picking up Devouring Maw. What the Maw does is it creates a circle on the ground, and any enemy caught in that circle is going to be sucked up and dragged underground for a short time. They're immune to damage while they're underground, and it's usually a good way to set up some really good wombo combos. I'm going to go ahead and spawn the roaches on the boss here. Hopefully the friendly team will come help me do this. It seemed like the obvious choice to me, considering we just took the bottom left tribute, but everyone kind of ran away after, which is a little discouraging. I'm going to go ahead and have to use my Rapid Incubation, which will bring me slightly higher health. Had to interrupt it because I was in the boss's stun range, and now I got rooted because I'm good at this game. Yeah, it looks like our Gazlo did pick up the Robo Goblin, which means he's not going to be team fight censored at all. He's going to be split push oriented. But hey, we got the boss, no problem. That's going to be pushing down the bottom lane. We have Illidan down on the bottom. The enemy team just now hitting level 9. So we do have a very distinct advantage for at least a little bit of time. Looks like Gazlo's going to be heading up here. He does not need my help to take this out. But while we're here and we're on the way back, we might as well spread a little bit of creep. Throw down some roaches, help him out a little bit, spread some more creep. Now, obviously, we have vision here, but if they were to capture this, we would lose that vision. So having creep there, always a good idea. Every enemy is missing from the top lane. They are just now hitting level 10. They might actually... No, Diablo's up here. I was going to say they might be getting the boss. They have heroics now here. Well, almost. There we go. Alright, so the goal of this build is to interrupt the flame breath of Diablo. We're going to save the Moss specifically for that. Lucas Diablo has to run through the turrets of Gazlo to get any... Of course he picked Apocalypse. Of course he did. Of fucking course he did. But the idea stands true, where Zagara is the only character in the game that can interrupt Diablo's ultimate. So why would you continue to not pick Zagara in every single game? I don't get it. I don't understand the mindset. Now, at that level, obviously, a lot of what the teams are doing is based off of composition, and they want to play to their strengths. They want to get a series of abilities that synergize well together. But the way I'm not even helping in this, and the team is just wrecking them. Holy crap! Let's go ahead and pick up increased hunter killer range and damage. But I just don't understand why it wasn't picked more. Like, I kept looking over to Hengist while we were watching in the stands, or in the seats. I was like, I don't get it. There's been a Diablo and Tyrande combo in almost every game, and no one's picked Maw. Not a single team. Not that it would have, you know, not that I know anything about this game. I'm just a fucking scrub lord over here in my quick match yellow queues. Looks like we are going to get at least a little bit of work done with that tribute as we push in towards the enemy team. Some burst damage going out on the enemy Brightwing there is going to secure that death. And we're going to get out of that Gazla ultimate. No, we're not. We are going to be picking up Brood Expansion. We can hold 2 charges of the Hunter Killer. Let's get out of that death laser. All right, go ahead and mount up. We can make a move for these if we wanted to. I'm not too sure what the team's doing. Gazla did manage to push top. We pushed bottom. I haven't even used my ultimate yet because there hasn't really been a good opportunity. Wow, very commanding lead. 5-level lead on the enemy team right now. We're 15-0 right now with some pretty decent hero damage as well. We didn't lose our lane. I need to spread creep more. But I kind of wanted to get people thinking about this as to why we didn't see this come up more in a competitive game when Diablo was very, very, very prominent with those fire breath ultimates. And this is a great way to interrupt it. I think Zagara is a great character in general anyway, by the way. She has, as I mentioned earlier, some of the best early game you can come across. Like, if I was... Let's say we're in the bottom lane of Blackheart's Bay. No one can contend with a Zagara there. No one. She has vision of every possible gank. She can control the coins simply by sending out her Hunter Killer. And then just, it's pure profit from then on. Pure profit. Well, let's try to land a mob before this game ends, shall we? Looks like the enemy team is starting to clump up. I'm probably going to miss it. There's too much pressure. Too much pressure. Alright, now that they're in the mall, we send out the Banelings and drop the Roaches, and we deal all kinds of damage. We have double Hunter Killer out on Gazlo. That's going to pick up a... No, the shield's too much. Double Healer too strong. So the reason you don't go... Well, you can go for the Mutalisks. Previously, when I covered Zagara, the Mutalisks were bugged, and essentially the Mutalisks... The Mutalisk would stay out even after your target died. With the Hydralisks, let's say for Gazlo there, I sent out the Hydralisk on Gazlo. Once Gazlo dies, the Hydralisk go away. They just disappear. Previously, the Mutalisk would continue to fight. Here are the stats at the end of the game because everyone's always asking. Previously, the Mutalisk would continue to fight, but they have hotfixed that because it was a bug. I thought it was intended. It was not. So... I have changed my build since the last Zagara video. We do pick up Groove Spines every time now, and then Brood Expansion just like we would before. But Mutalisks are not a bad pick if the enemy team likes to climb over terrain to get away. For instance, a Illidan player who picks Blink, or his Sweeping Strike can go through terrain. The Mutalisk will chase him down over that terrain. It's fantastic against Sylvanas as well. Basically, anyone who likes to put an object between you and them in order to get away. Zeratul, another great example. It's still a good ability to chase them down and try to kill them. I do really enjoy Zagara. I might start playing her more just because I think she's in a really, really strong spot, and not a lot of people seem to utilize that. But that's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget we have a sweepstakes giveaway going on down in the video description. It is some Battle.net bundles, I believe. I'm not too sure how much time is left on that, so if you haven't gone there already, you probably want to do that soon. I should be back in full production mode now. Assuming I don't get sick. I did wake up to a little bit of a sore throat today, and I was like, oh no. But it passed pretty quick. Hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.